Well, I wanted to do this video today as, for the weekend videos, this be rather a short one, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. Royal Scythia, the last nomad faction we have on the list, specialising in horse archers. Specifically, notable unit being the Scythian noblewomen, which is a 150 range archer, well, horse archer with armour, which no faction has. Their regular Amazonian riders are unlimited. However, they do have rather expensive cav across the board. There is no low tier cav except for the missile cav to be seen anywhere. Cheapest sort of shock cav is 550, and then you have one melee cav, the Royal Scythian Horse, I think it is. Overall, it is arguably the worst nomad faction. For sallies, for against other cav. Because Lusitani has its Draco and cost-effective melee cav, Scthia has its cataphract horse archers, and they have low-tier cavalry. Royal Scythia does not have no real peeler soakers, so you have to use the 550 armoured lancers, which you don't really want to be using. Though the horse archers are quite nice, as the horse archers do give another way to compete against foot missiles by not being outranged. And the Scythian noblewomen in particular have higher mass than light, they're medium, so they can do some damage on the charge and nothing brilliant. Overall, not much to say about Royal Scythia, but I guess I'll go on to the planes in the Metachena and I'll look at them individually. Okay, right, well, kicking off the Step Armoured Lancers being their cheapest melee unit. As you can see, once again, a small roster, but a lot of them are missiles. Step Armoured Lancers, heavy shot cav, weak to missiles, only 35 armor, 85 HP. Pretty good on the charge, won't win against many of our cavalry, but they're quite good for 550. Not a bad unit, though I think as Royal Scythia you won't be bringing a lot of these. I think you'll probably be playing more into its more costly cavalry for a smaller but more elite sort of step horde, if that makes any sense to you. Sorry. Yeah, Step Armoured Lancers, a good unit, but I think overshadowed is the correct term to be using. Step Noble Lancers, upping that survivability and that damage for 200 more. This is going to be your main core anti-infantry unit and anti-cav unit. They are absolutely amazing. They will win some decent bit of cav fights. They will smash down infantry, but once again, it's the low armor, but they get more HP, so they can tank a bit better. If these guys get a chevron, they get their value, or if they do something really important, so another unit can get value. But yeah, that is the Step Noble Lancer. It's been covered before. It's a really, really, really strong unit, and if you see a nomad, you know you're going to be facing a lot of these guys. Very heavy mass means they're going to knock down infantry really well, meaning you can go through. They're slow, but in most situations they will win the cav fight unless they're against, something like a noble horse. But yeah, good unit. This can be one of your core units as Royal Scythia and any nomad faction you decide to play. Scythian Royal Horse. It's only Draco, an excellent ability. The way Draco works is it decreases any unit's ability to deal with cav. Bonuses is large, bracing, stuff like that. Makes it worse. And as you can see here, the stats are exceptional on it. For 1200, it's only melee cav, it's one of your general options also. It's probably the most common general option. It is incredibly, incredibly good. I really do like the unit, and yeah. If I could make my own faction in the game, I'd certainly have this unit. Well, do it again because I've already done it, but whatever. It is so unfathomably good. Excellent survivability, as you can see, more survivable than the Noble Horse, with 95 armor, 105 health. That's on par with the Aspis Companion Cav, a Hellenic Elite Melee Cav. It basically has the stats and the good side of the Noble Horse and the good side of the Aspis Companion Cav by combining survivability and bonuses large together. And that's that's what you get for 1200. Excellent cavalry unit. Now, I'm going to do these 2 units separately, along with those 2 separately, and the rest over there. These are your javelin cavalry. You have 2. Lower tier step horse skirmishers. Not a bad unit, but never worth bringing. The unit itself isn't bad, it's just that you never should really bring this. It's more of a, I don't know, it's more of a filler unit. They're just outshined. Similar to the step royal skirmishers, which is a general option. Not bad stats across the board. I really haven't looked at this unit. No brought it. I've seen anyone bring it. Precision shot is an interesting one for a javelin cavalry. But I shouldn't think you'd be seeing these guys much. The stats are pretty good. The mass is good, but they're slow, which isn't great for a missile cavalry of any kind. But I'm sure they'll serve you well if you do bring them. But you have better options in the Scythian Royal Horse. I wanted to make sure I got that right. But, yeah. This is the Scythian Royal Skirmishers. Not brilliant. But the unit itself isn't that bad. I'm just yapping about it, just trying to make it a bit better. These are the 2 units that everyone will be interested in. The Scythian noblewomen and the Scythian Amazonian riders. You can take any combination of these, though if you don't take any noblewomen, you're probably throwing. As you can see, their survivability on both units are low, 10 and 65 HP, 35 and 70 HP, even for their price mark at 400 and 600. And that's because they have 150 range, one of which has precision shot, much better against missiles, much more able to compete. Melee stats are alright, this one not so much. Any combination, you can save some money by downgrading some. You want it. It's all about that range, not what you can do after you've used your ammo on those horse archers. These guys are both extremely good, unique to the faction, because these guys are uncapped compared to Roxolani and Massagetai. And since they're not mercenary, then neither of these guys. So if you wanted, you go 4 or 5 of these if you really, really wanted, depending on your rule sets. But typically, you might bring some Amazonians to save some money to invest into your Steppe Noble Lancers. And here's the rest of the horse archers. You got the previously covered steppe horse, armoured horse, and noble horse archers. None of them are bad units, they're all just outshined by the Amazonians due to their 150 range. And then the royal horse archers is their attempt to sort of mimic the Saka Cataphract horse archers from Massagetai. They trade survivability for better melee stats, but they also cost 1,000, and yes, they are a general option. I would still not bring them. Once again, you're looking at the range, and your roster is already expensive enough before going into like the elite of the elite horse archers. As you can see, their stats are brilliant, pretty good survivability, but I wouldn't say this is a unit I'd want to bring. With me, I'd always choose the 2 Amazonians, and that would and this sort of does it for Royal Scythia. Army comms go on screen now. We'll do 1 attacking and 1 defending, as it can only really be played one way. It is a nomad faction after all. But yeah, that should wrap it up until Saturday, and I'll see you on Saturday.